What's going on, guys? Logan JYA here, back with another Thunder build, but this time we're combining with one of my other favorite archetypes of all time, that being Orcust. They just got the new support, and toss decks are back in full swing. This pile deck is going to blow your mind, and stick around to the end so you can see the kind of end boards that you can put up. Now, it goes without saying, this is a bit more of a for fun combo build, but you're going to be shocked by what we're able to do with it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, my friends, we've got another combo pile for the ages, that being the Orcust Thunder, with tons of supporting packages jammed into a 60-card list that uses two of the most powerful toss format decks. And although it is a little bit of a stretch to get the two to play nice together, when it works out fabulously. So without further ado, I'm going to hop you through the list, and at the end, I'm going to show you a combo demonstration of the two engines working together. Starting things off with the monsters, we're playing triple copies of the YuGiOh, the best Orcust normal summon, the one that full combos into the Link 4 with the Babel and the Crescendo and the IP Masquerena, all just off of the one card. If it resolves, it's a huge threat. And we also got 3 copies of Mr. Harp Horde Bing chilling up in here as well. If anyone's interested in a QCR one, check my link to the store in the description. Anyway, I love this card. Fantastic. Feels great to have it at 3, and in conjunction with the new Link 1, it's just insanity. Since it's a 60-card pile, I put in 3 copies of the Symbol Skelly. Objectively speaking, you probably don't need all 3, but I am playing the World Legacy monster that pairs with it, again, only because it is a 60-card list. If I was playing a 40-card Orcust build, I probably wouldn't be playing that extra card. But here, all 3 copies are present. Then we got 2 copies of Nightmare. You could bump this up to 3 if you wanted to. It's another one that's fantastic to mill, but it, objectively speaking, does the least in hand. Got 1 copy of the World One, the Mega Brick One. Nah, it's not that much of a brick. You can use it with some unique interactions, and again, it is joined by another bricky search target of the World Legacy, that being the Crown. Don't love this card, don't love either of these cards, but this one's absolutely mandatory for Orcust, and this one is completely optional, but since we are playing a full fat stack of 60, I decided to tech it in here to make those 1-card combo hands a little bit more extensive, you know, having Symbol be able to play into a bigger board just by virtue of playing this card. Yeah, okay, it makes it a little bit more worthwhile to me. And to round out the Orcust engine, I'm actually going to do all of the engines on their own. I've got the 1 Return, the 1 Babel, and the 1 Crescendo as your primary search targets. Now, the Thunder package is pretty small. It's triple copies of the Dark, triple copies of the Roar, 1 copy of Hawk. That's it for the monsters. It's still actually kind of big. It's big because you need to see them in order to use them, but it's small in the sense that there are a lot more Thunder cards that exist that we're choosing not to play. But to support them, we've got the triple copies of the Lure of Darkness. Now, this, of course, works with any of your dark targets in the deck, that being your Orcust monsters or your Thunder Dragons. Ideally, it's with the Thunders, but getting 2 cards deeper is always strong. And the other power one of we get from this engine is the Gold Sark, which in my original draft of this list, I actually forgot to put in. The other engine that works phenomenally well with both the Thunders and the Orcust cards is the Millennium, so you bet they're present in this fat stack of 60. We got triple copies of the Senjinjin, 1 copy of the Golem, and 1 copy of the Weiju. All of these cards are full combo on their own. None of them are bricks, and they all help you get to your rank 8s. And speaking of rank 8s, another package that helps you make them triple copies of the Mseti and the 1 copy of Happy, combined with the 2 King Sark, gives you our Horus package for this build as well. Since we're already playing a rank 8 turbo with the Millenniums, let's play a second one with the Horuses, and we always have plenty of targets because we got the Galaxy Lord, we got the Vampire, and we've got Girsu, who are all rank 8s that we can make with both of these engines. Now we're getting into the rest of the deck, this being our staples, our going second sauce. Let's start things off, though, with 2 copies of the Triple Tactics Thrust, good going first or second into certain interruptions. And with it, since it is a 60-card pile, I'm playing the 1 copy of that G to mill the deck. Again, the main thing we want to hit out of the deck, probably going to be your Orcust monsters. The Horus ones aren't bad either. It's not as good as milling in something like Lightsworn or Tier Elements, but since we're playing all 60 cards in this one, I'm like, okay, you know what, let's put in the super duper threatening one of for a fun time. Speaking of threatening one ofs, I've also got the Foolish Burial, 1 copy of the Talent, 1 copy of the Crossout, and 1 copy of the Sacked by the Grave to round out some of the staples. We got a few more things, though, these all being hand traps. The most high impact of hand traps, triple of the Fua, triple of the Nibiru, triple of the Droll, triple copies of the Ash, objectively speaking the least impactful hand trap, but still very strong and versatile in our board, and then we close things out with triple copies of Imperm. And that is going to bring the full fat stack of 60 main deck to a close. If I haven't already said this, it is a bit more of a casual pile. You'd be better off playing probably these decks independent in and of themselves, but there is only one deck that can put up the boards that this deck can, and it is itself, really. So you'll see at the end what I mean. Extra deck, starting things off, we got the 1 copy of Thunder Dragon Colossus. That's literally all there's room for. I know, isn't that ridiculous? We're playing a 9-card main deck package and only 1 Colossus in the extra. Well, here's the thing. You can still use the Thunder package to provide free bodies on the field or recursion or hand advantage, whatever you want to use that for, even though you're not going to be recycling this thing. But the extra deck is so tight, and really, I could see a case for making a second one, but you're really never gonna summon it. This is just a bonus piece for the end board, and to make our collaboration deck function, it's our main goal to summon with the Thunder cards. Now for the Orcust package, this should be 2 copies. I only own 1 right now, the other one's coming in the mail. I'll tell you the card that swaps for it, but you want to play 2 Galatea, I'm only playing 1. Although, gonna be honest, you also probably can get away with 1. This card recurs itself like crazy anyway. 2 copies of the Galatea, I think that's pretty standard. 1 of the Long Duck Dong Girsu, also standard. 1 of the elongated Girsu who likes to steal things. Moving on to the Exceeds, we got 2 copies of Ding 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 Girsu. And I also did the extra deck a little bit out of order. I'm going to show you some staples next. Staple links, we got the IP and the SP. And finally, the Dark Charmer as our last staple inside the extra. And then this is the card that I would probably sub for the second Galatea, is the 1 Typhon. I hate to do it because I think Typhon's insane, but it'd either be this or the Dark Charmer, if I'm being honest, that I would cut for a second copy of Galatea, if I had one right now. And then your generic rank 8s, your Zombie Vampire, your Photon Lord, the things that make the Horus package so strong, as well as your Millennium package. And speaking of the Millenniums, the last card in the extra deck is the Snake-Eyed Doom Dragon, which is an essential combo piece. If you played Master Duel, well, that deck's actually getting hit a little bit. Regardless, you can still use this to get out your free level 8 body, free piece of removal, and free access into your rank 8s. Closing things out with the side deck, again, your results will vary. Tailor it to your environment. 3 copies of Lancia for Orcust, for Malice, for any other banished deck. It's so unfortunate that Orcust is probably struggling in this format so much because of the presence and prevalence of banishing. Lancia is everywhere, man, so it just makes the job a little bit more tricky. This is a fun one. I side a whole nother engine in the form of the Bestials, 1 Magnamut, 1 Druisworm, 1 Bald Boy Baldrake, 2 copies of Lube It Up Lubellion, and then 1 of the branded Regained. I have this whole package to side in, and here's the logic why. Of course, there are plenty of matchups where the Bestials are going to put in work going first or second, but when you're going into Game 3 near time and you have to cut your Millennium package, 1 feasible replacement that still complements both of your engines is going to be the branded package. So that was my logic behind this decision, not to mention the fact that playing the Regain and the Lube It Up Lubellions give you some unique going first arsenal tools into matchups like Malice or the Mirror. Yeah, dude, I think this is a super sick idea. So even in a competitive build of Orcust, I'd probably do this. But in this insane pile deck, I'm definitely doing it. Then, since I didn't have room for him in the main, I stuck him in the side. Triple copies of Droplet. You could probably exchange this for one of the hand traps if you really wanted to. But right now, it's chilling in the side when we know we're going second. 1 copy of the Harpy's Feather Duster. And then 2 other solid targets for the thrust. We've got the Artifact Sanctum and the Dimensional Barrier, bringing the list to a close. But don't go anywhere, because I've got 1 combo that I'd like to show you before we close out. Alright, my friends, we're going to round things out with the combo tutorial. Before we get into it, check out the link in the description to go to the store and pick up the Orcust Field Center if it interests you. We got brand new support for this deck. Now is the best time, as always, to get it. But for this combo demonstration, of course, prefacing it by saying this is not the most competitive build of Orcust, but it is going to be the only one where you're able to put up a board like what I'm about to show you. And in order to do it, I'm going to demonstrate it to you with any combination of the following cards. You can get the job done, but we're going to be doing it with 1 Orcust card. For us, it's going to be Harpour, 1 Thunder Dragon card. For us, it's going to be Roar, and 1 rank 8 package card. For us, it's going to be the Senjinjin. And again, a lot of different combinations of cards can get you to similar end boards, but I'm going to show it to you in ideal circumstance. And also another cool thing to point out is that we are playing around and through the Nibiru with this combo as well. I'm going to have the 2 extra blanks to demonstrate the cards in our hand, because we do have the discard for the new Galatea. But without further ado, let's hop into the combo. And for those who've seen our Thunder videos, you're going to know that this is going to look very familiar from the start. We go for the Senjinjin, paying the 2,000 for his effect. summoning himself to the field and grabbing us the Golem. We're going to do the same thing, put this in the spell and trap, and then pay 2,000 to summon it out and grab the YuGiOh. Throw the YuGiOh up, and using this, we are going to be able to take any monster from our hand and put it in the spell and trap. We're going to go with the Thunder Dragon Roar, but know that there's also a lot of circumstances where doing this with an Orcust card is also very, very strong. But this is how we get the Colossus on the end board. So we put the Roar back there, and we get a Senjinjin out from the deck to stick up there as well. Then we can send these two to the grave to summon out the Snake-Eyed Doom Dragon, triggering the Roar's effect to summon the Dark from the deck. Next, to play around and through that nasty Nibiru, we're going to summon the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. I'm going to stick him over here on the right. And then we are good to start comboing with our Orcust plays. So I'll normal summon out the Harporer, link one off for the new Galatea Eye on the top. I'll use its effect. I'll discard any one of the random blanks, another card that we opened with, searching the deck and grabbing ourselves a Babel. The Babel will replace the YuGiOh. Then I'll use the Harporer effect in the graveyard, banishing it, summoning out Girsu from the deck. On summon, Girsu is going to give us a free Foolish Burial dump, so I'm going to send the Nightmare. And I'll banish the Nightmare to send off the Symbol Skelly. We're going to need that later. I'm going to link up for 2 into the Galatea OG, use her effect, putting back the Nightmare, getting us our free Crescendo. Then I'm going to go up with the Girsu and the Galatea into a Long Duck Dong Girsu. I'll use Symbol next, banishing it to summon back Galatea. And then I'm going to put a Dingirsu on top of it and use it to reattach the Symbol. You can do the Harporer as well, but this way you play around the top deck dash a little bit, I guess. Next, we use Galatea in the grave, banishing off Big Boy Girsu to summon herself back to the field. She is going to be our other material for making our big elongated Girsu on the top. Then we can take our Dark and our Girsu, turn them into an IP Masquerena, and Dark's effect is going to search, letting us grab the Hawk. So to close off our board, we'll pitch off that Hawk, use its effect, summon back the Dark, link that Dark off, or excuse me, contact fuse it into the mighty Colossus to finish off our beautiful end board. But before we pass turn, let's just not forget to get that free add back off of Mystic Girsu. If we're not stealing, since we didn't summon any tokens, we had monsters on the field, we're just going to be able to get back a Girsu for free follow-up. And this end board is absolutely insane. We've got the Counter Trap Crescendo and the Babel for the Orcust package, making our elongated Girsu a quick effect, as well as our Symbol Skelly in the grave, who can summon back Girsu on the opponent's turn. We got the Colossus locking him out of searching, the IP that can tag into SP, the Snatch Steal of the elongated Girsu, and the monster effect negation from the Photon Lord. I could have even missed something, I'm not even sure, but this end board is phenomenal. If you like what you see, guys, be sure to smash that like button. You're not seeing anybody else putting out combos like this. Don't forget to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content, and Logan JYA is signing off. Have a great day, and I'll see you beautiful people later. Peace.